Hey everybody, I just wanted to take this time out before I get started to thank everybody that participated in this video. For those of you that wanted to keep your name anonymous, I will do that. And for those of you that submitted anything for this video, I didn't change anything that you guys wrote. I didn't reword it. I didn't really do much except for maybe add grammar here and there. But other than that, I didn't change anything for the simple fact that they are your experiences, they're your feelings, your opinions, and I don't feel it's right to change on any of that. So I'm going to keep it exactly the way you wrote it, except for maybe a couple of punctuations and grammar stuff. But other than that, I am keeping exactly what you said. And for those of you that wanted to keep your names anonymous, I will do that out of respect for your wishes. But for those of you that didn't, I'm gonna say your name. So yeah, just wanted to thank you guys for participating in this video and making it to what it is today. I don't think I would have done half of what I was able to do with all of your guys' input. So just wanted to thank you guys before I get started, and I will see you guys at the end of the video. So see you guys in a minute. Worthless, can't, useless, burden, annoying, loner, waste of space, misunderstood. All of these words are words that people with disabilities feel and hear on a day-to-day basis, and they're all because of the disabled definition that society has placed on us. According to Social Security, the definition of disabled is a long-term disability that renders you unable to work in any capacity. You must not be able to engage in any substantial gainful activity because of a physical or mental condition. According to the ADA, the definition of disability is a person who has a physical or mental impairment that substantially limits one or more major life activities. According to the Webster's Dictionary, the definition of a disability is a condition such as an illness or an injury that damages or limits a person's physical or mental abilities. Also, it's the condition of being unable to do things in a normal way. I switched over to my computer for the simple fact that my computer has more memory than my phone does. So I'm gonna just jump into it. I wrote everything down. I got people involved in this video, so it would not just be my opinion, it'd be multiple opinions. So I just want to ask everybody that watches this video on YouTube and comments on it, just be respectful of these people, because these are their feelings and these are their experiences, and I don't feel it's right for anybody to judge them based off their feelings or their experiences, because it's what they went through. You can't necessarily go back and change that. It is what it is. So just take that into consideration when watching this video. So for those of you that wanted to be kept anonymous, I will do that. Like I stated earlier, I'm going to respect your wishes. But again, just wanted to thank everybody for participating in this. So the first one is from an anonymous person. And they said, "Society to me makes it harder for me to be able to do anything these days, because one has to be able to have the knowledge of everything these days. If you are trying to apply for a job, one has to be able to know already what the job requires. I, for one, find it harder to do anything because of the people that are constantly telling me you can't do this or that or the other. The way I see things in society is that the disabled community is way beneath the totem pole." So again, that's from an anonymous person. The next one is from Thomas Powers. He wrote, "Society can be very cruel at times by staring or making remarks that we don't care for or like. On the other hand, people can be very acceptable to our needs, and some are willing to help us if we have a problem with something. I remember two examples. When I was a lot younger, in high school, I was in a math class. The teacher at the time took me out of the class and said to me, "If you don't get rid of that smell, don't come back to my class." It was my urine bag that smelled. Guess he was correct, but didn't have to embarrass me in front of the whole class. Another time in college, I had an 8 a.m. health class. No matter what I did, I could never get to class on time. After being late for the third time, the professor tells me she wants to see me. She tells me late one more time, don't bother coming back. The rest of the semester, I was never late again. These are two examples of how society treated me. Just remember, boys and girls, when you get to adulthood and you want to be treated like everyone else in society, don't ever expect special treatment because that's just how society is today. So that's from Thomas. I have a couple of pages, by the way, so like I said, this is the reason it's going to be a lengthy video. So this next one is from Debbie Marks, and she says, "I am always amazed at how others don't see that I am quite capable of many great things. No one thinks that I can take care of my house, I cook, etc. My husband works, so not sure why people think he comes home and does what I should have been doing. Normal household stuff. Drives me crazy. Always try to prove things, but stop doing that, as you will believe what you want." So that's from Debbie. And the next one is from Sarah Phillips. And she says, "People don't see me as having a disability. I hide it very well, as I was lucky enough to walk after my surgery. I always overcompensated to make up for what I felt were my shortfalls. I do suffer from tremendous pain and fatigue though, and as a result, I have the opposite issue. Although I inform people of my needs to work flexible hours so I can do therapy regularly and manage my health, they forget that I am a little fragile. Even my partner forgets. I work full time for um, TAFE, I believe that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, which I travel 2 hours each way to. I cook dinner every night, clean, have family obligations, run my own business on the side, study, and do my partner's payroll, all while trying to look after myself. I am grateful I was raised to not be different. And then recently, on top of all that, I was diagnosed with pyrrole disease, an MTHFR genetic defect, which has added a layer of issues, which with an intolerance of folic acid and fortified food. People see me as they would anyone else. I sometimes need a little more leeway than other people, but I am glad as a general rule people don't know about my lipomyelomyingeal if I choose them to." And that's from Sarah Phillips. And the next one also wanted to be kept anonymous. This person wrote, "When people see my disability, that's all they see, even my mom." So the next person, his name is Nick Alfre. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. He said, "Hi, I'm Nick Alfre. I'm 34 years old. I'm 34 with Morquois syndrome. Most people don't know what that is. So in short terms, I'm a short person like mini-me. Most things are hard things for me to do, like supermarkets or wash my hands. I have a bottle to wash my hands with me. I am a college student. I'm hard of hearing. I like to socialize with deaf people and go to deaf events. I hate the fact that most people judge deaf and hard of hearing Most think that we are lazy, but in fact, we aren't. We work twice as hard as hearing people. And there's a lot of famous deaf people that hearing people don't know of. So that's from Nick Alfre. The next one is from Jessica Julian. And she writes, when I was in the 8th grade, the whole class went to Washington, D.C. And we went to Ford's Theater where Lincoln was shot. And we asked the police officer that was standing there if there was any accessible way to get me in. He turns and looks at me, literally gets on his knee to talk to me, and says, It's not my job to know. It's not my job to know that. Figure it out yourself, if you're mentally capable to do so. Then he stood up and walked away. Okay, I have one more that I didn't get to write down. It's through text though. So I'm just gonna read the text. It's from my friend. I know I've talked to you guys about her previously, Maritza. So she writes, I have dystrophic dysplasia, a type of dwarfism. I use a power wheelchair for long distances and a walker around my house or short distance places. I've always learned that life is tough whether being disabled or not. For growing up as a disabled person, society has limited me in many different ways in doing what I love to do. Which affected me emotionally and mentally. About myself, honestly, there are so many things that I would love to do that most people think is easy. For example, traveling, people can pack their things and go wherever they feel like going without hesitations. As for me, I need to make sure mostly every place is wheelchair accessible, from hotels, places to eat, even taxis, Uber, buses, etc. Besides from that, I have to carry more stuff with me than others do. A few things would be my walker, steps, a couple of equipment that help me get through the day. The main thing that society doesn't understand, that everyone wants to be truly accepted on who you really are. They don't understand that some things that they think is easy would really be priceless to us if we were able to do them. I've always wanted to walk on the beach without having to push and struggle on pulling a walker to keep balance. I've always wanted to go on a long hike without thinking of my chair will be able to make it, if my chair will be able to make it. But most of all, I've always wanted people to understand that the simple things to do aren't so simple to others. So again, that's from Maritza. So yeah, that's just a couple of experiences and thoughts, feelings that other people have shared. And they're all because of the disabled definition that people have placed on us. Um, a lot of them are inaccurate, but I mean, like one person said, you're going to believe what you want. But the point of this video isn't for any of you to think that we just want you to feel pity for us or anything like that. It's not the case. If anything, we just want the chance to be able to prove to you guys that at the end of the day, we're human beings and we have feelings. And for you guys to label us as not being able to do this or that or tell us that we can't is wrong. And for the dictionary to have a disability definition as being something that's not done normally, to me is wrong. Because nobody learns the same way as another person. There's not one person that learns to read the same exact way someone else does. So why is it that the reason that we do something differently is the reason that we're labeled as disabled? I mean, just because I walk differently or I use braces to walk doesn't mean that my walking is wrong. There's many people that walk differently. For us that are disabled, I mean, some of us walking's not even an option. I'm lucky enough to be able to walk with the help of braces. But for someone to just put judgment on us, to say that what we do is wrong, just because it's not the same way that someone else does it, I mean, tell me how that makes sense. I mean, one person said that an officer told her that it's not his job to know if the building is handicap accessible. And to me, I'm sorry, but that's not right. It is your job. Just like it is your job to know if there's a bathroom in the building, it's your job to know if the building is handicap accessible. And a lot of places are over here telling us, or people are telling us, oh, why make a big deal about not being able to be seen as the same as everybody else? And it's for the same reason that, I mean, my friend Maritza mentioned. She has to see if places just to eat are handicap accessible. I mean, imagine for those of you that are not disabled, imagine not being able to go inside of a building just for the simple fact that they didn't allow you to walk in there. They might not tell us that we're not allowed to go, but by having stairs and no ramps for those of us that are in wheelchairs, it's the same thing. It's the same thing as telling us we're not allowed in there. So that's the reason I'm making this video, to shed some light on the fact that half of what society does to us is not right. And there's a lot more that needs to be changed. The ADA was made to protect us and give us some type of rights, but we still have a long way to go. There is no way that half of that, of what I just read, should be okay to anybody. I mean, even the mothers out there, if that was your child, what would you do? That's not right for anybody to be treated that way or to feel that way. So, yeah, that's the point of this video. So, hopefully you learned something from this video, got something from this video. If you liked it, fine. If not, I mean, it is what it is. It's real. So, like I said, it is what it is. So, if you guys want to see more videos like this, just subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna post next week about the ADA for those of you that don't know what it is, so that you guys can learn as to how it's supposed to help those of us that are disabled. So, I'll see you guys in next week's video. Bye.